Well, thank you all for taking the time to join us today to celebrate Arizona's Children's Association's 110th birthday. We're so excited to be here over a century with 110 years behind us and only looking forward. So with that, I'll introduce myself. My name is Jacob Schmitt. I am the president and CEO here at Arizona's Children's Association. I've been in this position now 3 years and have over 20 years experience in child social service programs across a variety of states. Previously, before serving as the president and CEO here at Arizona's Children's Association, I served as the chief compliance and quality officer here. And our number one focus, as my slide states here clearly, is that we're very, very focused on being the number one provider of child and family services in Arizona. We want folks to be able to know that when it comes to children's services, that Arizona's Children's Association is a name that you can trust for providing high quality services across the state of Arizona. So as you can see, AzCA was created by a group of very strong, devoted, and determined women who were also very generous. As you saw, Mrs. Minnie Davenport, who gave of her time, and looking back through the history books, I mean, she truly went door to door throughout the community asking for support for children across Arizona to make sure that they had safe housing, safe care, and their needs were all met. Same thing with Mrs. Julia Addix and the generosity that she gave in donating land to help support the agency. So a group of very strong, devoted, determined women really helped make this agency what it is today. Their focus was on individuals who overcame obstacles in order to support those who were all less fortunate than us. And they went through a lot of different challenges themselves. I like to look at the comparisons that we have. They also went through a pandemic and came out ahead through all of that. They had the huge inflation issues that occurred and financial strain that occurred during the 30s. A lot of the challenges that many of us are facing right now as well, and yet they still persevered. And so with that in mind, we draw upon our history a lot. And so much like the challenges they went through and they came out ahead, we're here to stay. Arizona's Children's Association is here to succeed and to make it through all the next generation of children and families here in Arizona to help support them as much as we can. To do that, we have a wide array of services and programs that we'd like to discuss with you. So one of our biggest areas that we have is our behavioral health and trauma crisis response services. So we have a very strong presence across the state throughout Arizona with our outpatient behavioral health services. In those programs, we offer case management services, therapy, any type of psychiatric services through our medical program, which is also outpatient. We have a very talented and dedicated staff who are here to help individuals get through difficult times and to support children and families to help them be successful through their social and academic years as they're growing and maturing. We also have a very robust specialty services program. In Tucson, we have a program known as Las Familias, which is really well known down there, that provides specialty services for children who were victims of sexual abuse, as well as parents who support those children and need additional services and support themselves. We also have our neurosequential model of therapeutics program, sponsored by Dr. Bruce Perry. And that program does a lot of work with brain mapping to help children who've been through trauma so that families can assist them and support them through their trauma recovery as well. And then, of course, AzCA has been known for quite some time for our rapid response program, where children who are taken into the custody of the Department of Child Safety, when they're initially placed either in a foster home or a group home setting, we're there initially to help with their behavioral health support needs, to do those assessments and to assist children through that transition into their new placement. Under our Child Welfare Services umbrella, we have a number of services. So obviously what we were founded upon was our foster care and adoption services. So having foster families across Arizona who are willing to open up their homes and support children at their most vulnerable time when they're most in need. And we're so happy to partner with those fantastic families across Arizona. And so we have homes in every county across the state, and we're really happy to be able to support those families. And in some cases, those children aren't able to return home. And so when possible, we do help with that transition over to an adoptive home. And so making sure that those services are in place, and then we can help with that. We also, that second bubble there has a lot of words in it. So our home assessment and courtesy supervision contract, as well as the interstate compact for the placement of children. These are for children who are in the custody of the Department of Child Safety, and either they're looking to move them into a home that could potentially be a relative, but a home study needs to be done. So we help with those home studies and then providing support for them. Or if the child is placed in a different county from where they're originally removed from, we can help do that supervision and support for the children and once they're moved to a different county here in Arizona. The interstate compact is for when children are placed from other states. So if a child is removed in California, but they have a relative here in Arizona, we can do that home study and then be the eyes and ears in that home to report back to California on how the child is doing in the home here in Arizona. So we're proud to be a statewide provider for those services as well. AzCA is also known for our kinship support services. So we've been a leader for quite some time in providing kinship services and supporting those families that are grandparents, aunts and uncles, sometimes even siblings, who step up to help provide either professional care under the supervision of the Department of Child Safety, or in some cases where they've decided to help out family members without the support of the department in terms of being able to get their needs met, as well as adjusting to becoming caregivers for children. So helping with that. Another one of our fantastic programs is our Fostering Sustainable Connections program. So that program it's amazing. It's for children who are in congregate care. Our well-trained professional staff go out and do an assessment and gather as much information as we can from the child and do our best to find lifelong connections for them. And in many of those situations, those lifelong connections end up being a placement, so they no longer have to be in congregate care or group homes. And in some situations, it can even result in some permanent support for those children. So some great outcomes from that program as well. Another program that we have that you saw in the video was our successful transition to adulthood. This formerly used to be known as our Young Adult Services program. So these are for young adults ages 14 to 21, and we work with them to prepare them for transition to adulthood, giving them life skills and helping to identify resources and meeting the needs that they have throughout their transition to adulthood. And then we also have a very robust family education support services program. These are all services that are provided in communities across Arizona that are free to the public. It doesn't cost anything. And so we have a number of different parenting groups where you can come in and learn about brain development or early childhood supports, those types of things. And then our Parents as Teachers program is where our staff actually go into your home on a one-on-one service and provide that support to new parents to help prepare them and support them for children ages birth to 5. And again, that service is also a free service. A lot of these are funded through First Things First, as well as some federal funding that we have. So with all of those programs, we have an amazing community impact. Some of this you saw in the video. So we were really proud in 2021 to have served nearly 21,700 families, children and young adults in the state, with an additional 5,600 families across Arizona. And we weren't able to do that without the support of our 1,700 donors. It's a huge job that we have meeting the needs of children and families, especially as we were just heading towards the end of our pandemic, and just the struggle for families to adjust and for children to go back was a huge adjustment. So we really are very, very supportive to our and thankful for our donors who made that possible for us. Some of the numbers we also saw earlier in terms of the numbers of individuals we saw, a few key ones here I want to point out is that we had 219 adoptions that we helped support last year. So those forever homes are something that we're really proud of, that we were able to help make possible for those children and families, as well as the nearly 18,000 children, youth, adults, and their family members who benefited from our outpatient behavioral health services. So just a number of fantastic data points here that we're really proud to tout as successes as part of our 110th birthday this year. So having all of that as our foundation and moving forward, where does our future leave us? So our future is going to continue moving forward strongly. We are going to continue to focus on meeting the needs of the communities that we serve, and doing that in the most fiscally responsible way we can, knowing that resources continue to be somewhat limited. And we do that with our vision and values front and center. So keeping in mind that our vision here at AzCA is that every Arizona family has the resources and supports they need to be safe, strong, and resilient. All of our programs help support families and children, making sure that that resiliency and safety and strength all come through as an outcome from the work that we do. And we do all of that with our value of passion of purpose, which, because we've been here 110 years, we draw upon the strength of all of the individuals who've come before us and know that we're committed to the work that we do. And with quality service, doing that with the highest quality possible, making sure that if we don't do something well, that's not what we're going to do. We're really going to focus on only providing the highest quality services and collaborating not only with our external partners and with children and families and communities, but even within our own organization, making sure that we're all working together because we're all on the same team, and then ending that with respect for everyone, that everyone who crosses our path is met forth with huge respect. Our staff, our clients and families, volunteers, board members, everyone, that everyone's treated with the utmost respect. So to help make that possible, to help make our future possible now more than ever, it really depends on all of you. And so some ways that you can help us today is we're asking folks for a special one-time or a monthly gift of $19.12. Since we were founded in 1912, we thought that would be a nice way to remember and to show your support. You could do that through that QR code there at the bottom. And then also, we're also one of the agencies that are eligible for the Arizona Charitable Organization tax credit. So for that, there's a dollar for dollar tax credit up to $400 for individuals and $800 for couples filing jointly. So as we're ending the end of our calendar year, just remembering those tax benefits that are available for all of you, should you be interested with that. So having said that, I just want to take a quick moment to thank all of you. We have amazing staff here who are on the phone today. As some of you may know, our number one asset here at AzCA is our staff. Obviously, we couldn't do this work without them, and they've made enormous sacrifices throughout these last couple of years. And so just so grateful for them that they continue to put our families, children, and communities first, and making sure that we're giving them all the support that they need. Also want to just take a moment to thank my outstanding leadership team. All of my leadership team is on this call today, and so it's been a challenging couple of years, so thanks to all of them. And then obviously with the leadership of our board of directors, I have a large number of our board of directors on here today, so I want to just take a moment to acknowledge and thank all of you for all of the work that you do to help make this possible. And then most of all, our supporters and partners. As I stated, you know, we've obviously been here 110 years, and we're here for 110 more, and really appreciate everyone's support and encouragement during this really challenging time. So if you want to learn more about us, there's some great ways to stay connected here. So here's all the links for our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I think we even have a TikTok that's up now. So there's lots of different ways to keep connected with us. So thank you all for your continued support. And with that, we're going to open it up to see if there's any questions. So you can feel free to either enter questions in your chat, or you can also do it through raising your hand, and I can acknowledge you there as well.